Stirring the coffee with chopsticks using the vortex method, the only true way to optimize the taste of your coffee at the molecular level. Good morning. Welcome to the Daybreak Show. I am the Sultan. We'll get started, but first, coffee. Nice. We're out of power today, so I started the stove up with one of those lighters, you know, the wand lighters. I have a gas stove. I went to grind my beans and I'm like, shoot, the power's out. So I used my hand grinder, opening the refrigerator very little. They say the power's going to be on about 7 o'clock tonight. It went off yesterday about 2 or 3 o'clock with some pretty wicked storms going through. All right, thank you.
You're welcome. Holy shit! Woo! Yeah! Woo!
Son of a gun. Damn. Roads blocked. Holy shit. What the hell? I hope everyone's okay. This ain't cool. Oh, damn. Whew. Time to make the donuts. I have as you know, let me put it this way. As Deborah said, I like the phrase fringe dweller, not necessarily conspiracy theorist, although I am a conspiracy theorist. I do like fringe dweller because that means that I think beyond the way that the average person thinks. I consider things that other people would never ever consider. Could yesterday's storm that ripped through my area, be God's wrath or judgment? That went through my head, to be honest with you. It was apocalyptic yesterday. Freaking apocalyptic. Yeah. It's better to be a party crasher than a party pooper. When you're my age, your biggest regret, or I should say when you're my age and older, your biggest regret is that you didn't crash parties. And by parties, I mean subjects. Tackling subjects that are difficult. You kept your mouth shut. You kept silent. Speak up. 2 + 2 = 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So when you see me do this 4 times, 1, 2, 3, 4, that's in opposition to what's happening in society that's telling you 2 + 2 = 5. Other parties that you can crash are new hobbies. George, seems like you've done a lot of things. I have, because I realize life is short. I want to pack as much as I can into this life. This bag of bones is not going to be here forever. So why not make the most of it? You know what would suck? Lying on your deathbed thinking that you should have done something, should have said something. Crash that party. Better to be a party crasher than a party pooper. The 2 qualities that are hardwired into a man are being a husband and being a father. I believe it's genetic. I believe it's literally hardwired into us. We are meant to be that way. You heard the phrase, if you don't use it, you lose it. Okay? If you have your body doesn't work out and move, it atrophies, it shrivels up. It becomes useless. If you didn't use your hand, let's just say your hand was immobilized and you were not able to use it. Eventually, it would become completely 100% unusable. 100%. Have you ever been in the hospital and you had surgery and you're recovering and you hate that one nurse who comes in and says, come on, we got to get you out of bed. And you're like, son of a gun, I'm still in pain. She's like, come on. And you hate her. Everyone has that nurse that they hated. We got to get you out of bed. We got to get you walking around. Did you know people that are in bed for a long time, when they are helped up and their feet are on the floor, they need two people, one person on each side to help them walk. If you are in bed for a week, some of you who've had surgery, you know this. If you've been in bed for a week, when you get up to walk, many people just collapse. Their legs can't hold them. The body was meant to move. When the body's not moving, it can't do what bodies do. You are hardwired to be a father and a husband. And to deny that, if you tell me no, that's nonsense, then you believe fathering and being a husband is a social construct, just a psychological thing that you get to choose. You don't get to choose your gender. You don't get to choose how you express that gender. And if you express it in the wrong way, you end up with a dysfunctional product. And if enough people do it, you end up with a dysfunctional society. Gee, sound familiar? Men, you are hardwired to be a husband. You are hardwired to be a father. It's so, when you look at it that way, it's really amazing, isn't it? Now, husbandry and fatherhood. Let's talk about that. Husbandry is the care, like there's a college near me with a bachelor's degree in animal husbandry. And in many rural areas, there are universities and colleges that have animal husbandry. It's different than going to school to be a veterinarian. Animal husbandry is different. It's the official term for someone who wants to be a farmer and get the actual hardcore education of being a farmer. Care, cultivation, and breeding of crops and animals. This is the definition of husbandry. The management and conservation of resources. In the 1300s, a farmer, you ready to get your mind blown? A farmer wasn't called a farmer. He was called a husbandman, from the Nordic words hus, meaning house, and bandi, meaning dweller. House dweller, as opposed to barbarians that lived outside. And being a house dweller, that was called a husbandman in the 1300s. The U.S. Bureau of Labor defines husbandry skills as, the U.S. Bureau of Labor Statistics has all these job titles. Whatever you do for a living is probably in that list. And then it describes the duties of that job. Husbandry skills, according to the U.S. Bureau of Labor. You need physical strength, the ability to work outdoors, accounting skills, organizational skills, and marketing skills. The ability to get along with others and communicate well. That is the definition of the job description of a person who is of a man. This is strictly men. It changed to women, but it means men. This is the definition of husbandry. Men, you think, a lot of guys say, I'm not cut out to have children. You are. You're hardwired to have children. Do you have a dick? Do you have testicles? Do you have sperm? It's not meant to be sprayed all over the world. You're not meant to be Johnny Appleseed. You're not meant to have sterile sex. You are meant to create life, to be a father, to be a husband. It's hardwired into you. Man, that coffee is good. All that being said, men, you need to rise up and father and husband this nation, this world, but start where you are. So when people say man up, there are a group of people who get offended at that. I will say husband up. Husbandry. The world, our nation, needs to be husbanded and fathered. We need to care for this world, cultivate this world. We need to breed in this world, manage and conserve resources. Don't waste things. Be a builder, not a destroyer. You need physical strength, whether that is created in a gym or through chopping wood and building. You need physical strength. Now the geese are flying over. You need the ability to work outdoors. That is why men have become feminine. They've worked indoors now for what, 80 years? It's not good. It's not good. Being inside, being in a cube, being in an office under fluorescent lights, sitting at a desk. Remember they used to say, sitting is the new smoking. If that's the case, then most of you men smoke about 3 packs of cigarettes a day, because that's what it's doing to your body. No wonder you die at 73 years old. Get outside. You need the ability to do accounting. Counting your sheep, counting your cattle, knowing what days to plant, knowing what days to harvest. We are not in an agricultural world anymore, but move these principles over to today's world. You need marketing skills. If nobody knows about what you produce, what good are you? What good is it if you grow the most wonderful crops and raise the most magnificent livestock if nobody knows about it? So you need to market yourself. You need to get along with others, because not everyone who buys from you, and this is a marketing strategy, think about this. So tell it like it is not a good strategy for life. I know a lot of people, I just tell it like it is. Cold, hard truth. All right? The ability to get along with others, actually giving a fuck, is important. There's a whole community of men out there not giving a fuck. 0 fucks. Yay! Good job. You created this world. And you need to communicate well with people, with all people. The ability to get along and communicate with the widest range of people is one of the greatest skills. It truly is. You need to husband this world. You are hardwired. If you are literally not married, you can actually spend your energy and resources improving this world through your hardwired nature of husbandry. Isn't that beautiful? It's hardwired into you to create, to protect, to manage, to conserve, to inspire, to have knowledge. That's what man up means. There is a crisis, an epidemic of men being feminine, angry, reactionary. I know. I'm building an army of men who respond with sanity, clarity, and reason. And that's what the Daybreak Ranch and Studio will be. And thank you for donating to that. The people that are doing that is just, you're blowing my mind. Thank you. Feminine men wish and hope. Real men realize that wishing and hoping is not a strategy. Action is your strategy. You can't tweak a wish or a hope, but you can tweak an action. That's why I say act on it. The principle of massive action is so important in the life of a man. You can do it. You can. You've been led astray by the media, by the web. By the way, the media hates you. Men, the media hates you. Turn on your TV and you'll see they hate you. They want you to be feminine. They want you to be reactionary. They want you to be angry. They want you to throw bricks. They want you to burn things down. That's the opposite of being a man. Men create. They don't bring things down. Everything that you've watched in the past 3 months, and especially in the past 2 weeks, is feminine and evil and weak. There's not one leader. It's all destruction and chaos. Real men build. Husband your nation. Father your nation. You have it within you. To not do that is to deny the very nature that God put in you. And with that, finish your coffee and I'll see you tomorrow on the Daybreak Show, your home of sanity, clarity, and reason. So attach a date to all of your goals and do whatever it takes to reach those goals. Just be relentless. Remember, the word for 2017 is relentless, because this is the year that you get unstuck. You know that, right? Or are you going to be watching this video next year saying, oh crap, I should have put a date on that stuff instead of wishing and hoping? Remember what I said, wishing and hoping is not a strategy. You have to be obsessed with your goals. And the only way you become obsessed with things is to put a time on it. Now, certain things you can't say, well, I'm going to be married by next year. Because there are some things, let's say you want to be married or you want to find a partner, that includes things that are beyond your control. Like the other person saying yes or wanting to be with you for the rest of your life. I'm talking about the things that you have control over. I'm talking about the things that you have complete, absolute control over. Every facet, everything, every minute of every day is in your control. That way you get to control your emotions. No one gets to mess with you. You have a regular routine. Remember, we talked one time about, money is going to go like this in your lifetime. Circumstances are going to go like this. Things that happen as a result of people doing things to you are going to go like this. You have no control over that. But the one thing you have control over is your habits. The habits that you establish for yourself every single day. The things that I don't have control over, I'm not going to worry about. And a lot of times, most of our worries are for things that we have no control over. So, I guess for many people, that's included in the serenity prayer, where you know the wisdom. You have the wisdom to determine. You make that list. I'm a big list maker, especially when it comes drawing a line down a paper and put something on one side and something on the other. On one side of the paper, here's the things I have control over. Here's the things I don't have control over. And the things that you don't have control over, you don't worry about them. The things you do have control over, you make more lists. You put dates and times on them of when you can achieve them. And then you develop the habits. That's your teaching for today.